Hello, everyone. Welcome to Irish Uncensored. I am Tyler, and this is my buddy Grant. How you going, Grant?
Oh, I'm going real good this week. How are you going?
I'm going good as fuck because we just spanked Clemson.
Oh my god, dude. It's still it doesn't even feel real.
Yeah, because we're going a little later this week. We're gonna do a combo. We're gonna talk about the Clemson game and then talk about what we expect in the Navy game. There's not a whole lot to say about the Navy game, so we're just combining it all one big Notre Dame fun podcast because
Absolutely.
damn, this
Damn.
has been a hell of a year. Let's just say that.
Damn.
Well, yeah, let's get into the game. So, what'd you think?
Dude, okay. So we come out, we have the ball first. We move it a little bit, but ultimately it doesn't add up to anything. We pin them deep and we end up stuffing them and then blocking the punt for a touchdown.
Yeah,
Electric. We watch it together. I mean, wow. I
it's
mean,
funny because even in I want to say it was a Saturday video with Bryce, we talked about how we could score defensive or special teams touchdown. Bryce
yes,
specifically said that,
yes,
and we did like in the first 5 minutes of the game.
yep. And it was beautiful. Botello blocked, and Kali catches it midair, runs it back.
It was like slow motion too. The ball went up in the air, and it was like everyone was looking at it like, "What do we do?"
Yeah, dude, it was insane. I mean, crazy play, and just happy after watching the last 12 years of special teams for Notre Dame before Brian Mason. Dude, I mean, holy shit! Every freaking week. Imagine how much harder it is to game plan for Notre Dame when you have to worry about their special teams.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
barely we barely returned a punt in the last 12 years for positive yards. We were a fair catch you.
yeah. The last time we returned, this is not a stat. The last time we were threats was with Tom Zbikowski.
Yep,
That was in 05, 06.
forever ago. And a
Not
two
saying we haven't scored since, because I know we did. We've scored a couple, like Amir Carlisle might have scored one, or we've had a couple randoms, but not threats, like just random ones.
right.
Yeah. So it's funny because coming out of the first half, we're up 14-0, but it feels like we're up 100-0. The way
Yes.
we've stuffed Clemson. Clemson didn't look like a top 50 team in the nation, and we looked like the top 4 team in the nation. That's seriously what it looked like.
Yeah. It was brutal, dude. I mean, we did what we wanted and when we wanted to do it. The whole first half, it was crazy. I mean, the game itself was a movie, but the first half, I mean, we just shut them down. There's no other way to say it. We shut them down.
Yep. It was really nice to see. I feel like we've come into what this team is. And
Yes.
it's taken us a little longer than I would have hoped because we're 6-3. But this is the team because I've been saying it the last, I think, 3 weeks that we're about number 15 in the nation in
Yeah.
terms of what we are.
Yep.
And now we're ranked number 20 in the nation, which is pretty close to what I think we are. Honestly, we might be better than 15. It's really unfortunate the way we started this season because we look like if we put it together early enough, we could have competed for a national championship. Not one, not saying we're that good,
No.
but all we had to do was win 2 winnable games and we would be
Yep.
competing for
Beat Marshall, beat Stanford. One
it.
of the two. Honestly,
both,
even one of the
both.
two.
We needed, but we should have won both. Like if we play, let's say we play
Yeah.
them the next 2 weeks. Let's say we're 6-1. Our next 2 games are Stanford and Marshall. What do you think we're doing? I
Oh,
think we're
shitting.
shit stomping them both.
I don't even know that they might start a running clock in the fourth quarter rule if we're playing them again. Like
Dude,
legit.
yeah, it's crazy, but it's just yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so it's 14-0. We start out the second half with the ball. And right, don't we start out with the ball?
No.
No,
They
no, no. Okay, third quarter. That's the fourth quarter. The third quarter, no one scores, so it's still 14-0. But we had moved the ball all the way down the field at the end of the third quarter, and start out the fourth quarter with a touchdown, going up 21-0.
Oh my God, it felt so good. There's not
Yeah,
even words. Like, when Notre Dame's up points in the past under Brian Kelly, that it just never felt good because you knew you were about to take your foot completely off the accelerator and you were about to just be, I don't even know what the word is, meh. Just be meh.
yeah. It's really nice to see that our accelerator is like our standard play.
Yeah.
Like teams hand the ball off the middle. How many years are we like, dude, we run the same fucking play. Fuck this play. Get
Yeah.
this the fuck out of our playbook. We're running the same like 2, 3, 4 plays. I don't even know about 4, maybe 2 or 3 plays, and just ramming it up their ass.
I
Right
mean,
up the middle, like some bounces outside. We had some really great looks by our running backs that were bouncing off where they should run,
yep.
and getting an extra 5 to 10 yards extra on top of the 5 or 10 they were already getting.
Yeah. It was incredible. I mean, there's not another word to describe it other than incredible.
I mean,
There's no words.
I already said it once, but this is number 4 in the nation.
Number 4.
This
Did we put him there, Tyler? We didn't put him there.
Dude, I can't believe this was happening. Unranked versus number 4. Like, this is the Notre Dame of old. This is the Notre Dame you hear about. Like, oh, back in the 80s and 70s, we'd go in against this top 3, top 2 team in the nation and beat them when we were unranked, and then finish the season ranked number 2. Like, this is the team that I've been waiting to see. Like, even with Brian Kelly, we went to the national championship or the playoff twice,
Well, we went to the Natty in 12.
Natty once, playoff another time, but we've never done this, right?
No.
Like, this was
a beating.
Yeah.
This was an absolute domination beat down of a top 4 team. And people already, the hype. Oh, they weren't really that good. Everybody knew. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And here's the thing. Brian Kelly literally never beat a soul. He beat one Clemson team with their backup QB, missing a DT, missing a linebacker at Notre Dame, barely beat them one time in 12 years. In 9 weeks, Marcus Freeman has accomplished what it took Brian Kelly 12 years to accomplish. And while I appreciate Brian Kelly for bringing the program back, at the same time, maybe he's not the right guy for Notre Dame. Maybe he's better off at LSU, and maybe we're better off with Marcus Freeman.
But so we've beat 3 ranked teams already this year, which is a lot for us. We're 6-3, and we beat 3 ranked teams. One of them being Syracuse, who Clemson squeaked out a win against. So It's like, and we beat them down too.
Yep.
We're just looking like head and shoulders above these teams that are legitimately good teams, in my opinion.
Yeah. I would agree. And I mean, don't forget that we curb stomped the shit out of North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't think North Carolina is that good. I know you do.
One loss, buddy. One loss.
Dude, that is crazy because I really don't. It's like one of those things where I think they're overperforming, but they are a good team. I just don't think they're good.
Offensively, their defense is straight butt cheese, but they're winning. They're winning games. They got a big game against Wake Forest this week. We'll see what they end up doing. But at the end of the day,
them
right
when
now,
we played them when we weren't that good. And we still just like walked through that win, it seemed like.
We dominated. I mean, Notre Dame is the ACC champ this year. I mean, it's not even a question. I mean, if Notre Dame could play for it, they'd win it. 27 consecutive wins against ACC regular season games. So that leaves that Clemson ACC championship in 2020 that we lost. Past that, we don't lose to the ACC. Mm-hmm. Hashtag join a conference.
Yeah. So after that, we got. Hold on, I got this fucking. They get the ball back. We're up 21-0, and then we have a 96-yard interception return for touchdown.
Pick 6, baby.
dude.
Benjamin fucking Morrison. He's been starting. He's been playing. He's 18 years old, maybe 19 since the season started. I don't give a fuck. Baller.
That
Second
was
pick of the game.
incredible.
Second pick.
Yeah,
Wow.
so now we're up 28-0, still at the start of the fourth quarter. Like,
Pure domination. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
this
we've
is
already
when
scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
this is the point in the game where you literally said, you looked over at me and you go, game over. Like
Yeah,
before that, it was still like, okay, maybe they could come back. Nope, game over. They
yeah,
had almost 15 minutes in the fourth, and we're saying game over.
yeah, because I mean, against a top 4 team, even up 21-0, I wasn't thinking we were gonna lose, but it's a top 4 team. You never fucking know. Weirder shit has happened, and then after this happened, I'm like, okay, well, I guess we'll just watch the rest of the game still,
Yeah,
because it's over now.
It was a very peaceful fourth quarter.
It was, even though
Extremely.
they ended up scoring 2 touchdowns, so they got the ball back and scored, and then we got the ball back from them, drove 6 minutes on 11 plays, and scored a touchdown to Michael Mayer. So even their one little answer, like, not that put them in it, because it didn't.
No.
We just drove the ball down the field for 6 minutes, took all the time off the clock, and scored another fucking touchdown.
And that touchdown put Michael Mayer as the #1 receiving touchdown leader in Notre Dame history.
Yep.
As a junior.
Yep.
As a freaking junior. The not even arguable, the greatest tight end in the history of Notre Dame, who has had a plethora of
Notre Dame's top 10 tight ends are like 10. I mean, not in NFL history, but they're like 10 of the best college football tight ends in the history of college football.
Yeah.
Like, there aren't many more, honestly. I'd love to go through the list because, dude, it's insane.
Yep.
After that, they get a garbage time touchdown with a minute and a half left, making it not 35-7, but 35-14. Making it look closer than this game ever was, and it still is a blowout.
Blowout.
So it was really just a fun game to watch. I feel like we are the team that I was expecting from the beginning, and I still feel like if we started Pine from the beginning, he got all the offseason reps, this would have happened sooner.
Yeah. It's fair. It's fair to say. It's hard to say that though, with just Buckner's sheer athleticism just makes him such
dude, I can't listen to athleticism. Like, athleticism means nothing. I need you to win and play good. I know we saw one game outside the Ohio State game with him, and that was Marshall.
Yeah.
And it was bad. And so it's hard to judge it all off one game. But we saw him last year too, and I didn't fucking like it last year. We said it all last year, and the only difference is he got hurt and we didn't have to take him out. He just got injured.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll prove me wrong next year. He comes in and he looks like a god out there, because that's what I really want. I don't want to be right. I don't want to be like, this guy sucks and shit on our own players, but I want us to win. And right now, Pine looks better than Buckner ever did. And we said that before anyone else did last year, and it's coming to fruition this year.
No, and it's so hard because I don't think they gave Pine a fair shake last year. Cincinnati game, he came in and clutched up a little bit, and there were moments that he had last year, and just like we've said, he's already been declared to not be the guy. So it kind of makes it tough to have expectations of him when it comes to like what we're doing now. Tough in the sense of like he is capable of doing probably better than he has the last couple of weeks, but he's also not a guy that's necessarily going to like be the take you over the top quarterback. And that's what we find ourselves in that position again. And going into next year, we have to hit the transfer portal, but that's conversation for a different day. But overall, great win. Estime and Diggs over 100 yards apiece. It's awesome. I mean, the running game just tore it up. And Pine ran in for a touchdown. He did what he had to do.
Yeah, Pine. I'm not even saying Pine is just some god out there. He was 9 of 17 for 85 yards and a touchdown. Like legitimately, that that's not really shit. But the thing is, he's getting it done. Sometimes you don't need the guy because the rest of our team is putting it
Lucy,
all
shut
together.
up.
Grant did not mute himself there, so that's good.
I did it?
No, you must be not on that mic.
Oh God, great.
But yeah, I just feel like sometimes you don't need to be the best player on the field. You just need to do what needs to be done. And that's like what Golson did. I loved Golson because he did everything we needed him to do.
Yeah, and ultimately, like with a guy like Golson, you knew what you were getting, and that's kind of clear with Pine. I think for a while because he overperformed. You know, I think there were games that he did more than what he could do, so it was kind of like, okay, is he this or is he that? Like he's not shit, but he's not as good as he's looked, against North Carolina. So it makes it hard for us to like actually, you know, evaluate him from like a fan standpoint. It makes it hard to evaluate him.
But I mean that's basically my thoughts on the game. It was great. We're ranked number 20 now in the nation, which if we didn't have 3 losses, we'd be way higher.
So, quick question before we move on to Navy. You get to pick. You lose to Marshall and Stanford, or you lose to Clemson?
So we'd have 2 losses or 3 losses?
Yep. We'd have 2 losses or 3 losses.
To me, it doesn't matter because it's too many losses.
It's too many, but I'd take the dub over Clemson.
I
guns ahead.
Just as someone who wants to win, and I'm never gonna pick a win over another win. It means that we got to win.
Yeah.
Like this was more exciting than a win against Marshall, but we needed, like, if I could go back, we'd fucking have Pine in there from the beginning and see what happens. That's what I would do.
Right.
No fucking clue, man. I just wish we would have won those games. But hey, we have a lot of fun teams that we could play this year in a bowl game. I'm not a big bowl game enthusiast because I just want to be in the playoff. But how about LSU? Can we put in a thing to play LSU right now? Because that's who I want to fucking play.
I'd love to play LSU, and I would love for Mayer and Foskey to still play just for the simple fact of trying to beat Brian Kelly.
Dude, I don't care who, even if we play with our backups, like most of them were recruited by Kelly. I just want to beat Brian Kelly so bad.
Yeah, it would be incredible if that could happen. I don't know that it'll line up that way, but if it did,
I think it's gonna. I think maybe we won't play them, but I think we could, like, where we're gonna be ranked versus where they're gonna be ranked. Also, we still have USC, who's a top 10 team.
Yeah.
So who knows about that? If we win that game, what if we win 2 top 10 fucking games this year?
Well, then they obviously weren't as good as we thought they were.
Yeah, I know. Then no, but I mean, at the same
everyone
time,
was shit. That's how that works.
Yeah, except for Ohio State.
Yeah, minus Ohio State, everyone else was poop.
All right, well, let's get into what we expect in the Navy game. And there's a couple things I want to talk about that you've brought to my attention.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about it. Navy is about the size of Syracuse. That's a general statement. Just they're roughly weight-wise on the defensive end, the size of Syracuse. And, they have their military restrictions as far as weight and everything like that. Not their fault. I'm just simply pointing out that we literally bullied the shit out of Syracuse, and this team is as big on a good day. Their quarterback is hurt for the year, so we're going to get somebody who's played a little bit, but nothing crazy. We are also going to get the standard option that we are used to seeing every single year in, year out, and we bring a lot of experience defensively to that. So this
And
Navy,
usually we lose someone to injury. But
every year
hopefully
they hit
we
us in the
don't.
knees. They hit us in the knees every year.
I want to say there was like 1 year in the last decade where we didn't lose anyone to injury in a Navy game.
Yeah, it's a tough game to play because you know how they play. But at the same time, it's a game that you should also dominate from just a sheer athlete and size standpoint. This
year,
go ahead.
this year specifically, I feel like this is a bad matchup for Navy. Some years I'm like, man, we're better than Navy, but Navy just scares me. Not this year.
No.
Navy runs the ball, and our D line is ungodly.
Yes.
And they've only gotten better as the season goes on. I think we're gonna fucking torch them no matter what. Like they're gonna have their plays where they run it for 10 yards one time, 15, maybe a few 5, 10, more than they should be able to run it. But the bottom line is I don't see them moving the ball down the field consistently more than 1 or 2 times.
No.
And I think we're going to stuff them. I think they're going to have trouble with us. And then we are going to run the ball back at them. Yeah. And we're going to torch them.
Well, and here's the thing. As bad as Notre Dame's massive size advantage, let's just take that out for a second. Let's forget that Audric Estime is the size of their linebackers and probably stronger. Let's forget that. Let's talk about how bad their pass defense is. Let's talk about the fact that SMU put up 40 and Memphis put up 37. Let's mention those numbers. Those are just the total point totals that teams put up against Navy. Navy has not played a single Power 5 school this year.
Cincinnati? Is Cincinnati one?
Not yet. They will be when they join the Big 12 or whoever they're joining.
Yeah, but so that's their biggest school they've played.
Yes,
and they have 3 wins. They've beat East Carolina, Tulsa, and Temple. And East Carolina and Temple were both in overtime. So they have 1 regulation win. This is not a good Navy team. I think some years they're underrated. This team's bad.
No, we've played good Navy teams. We've
played legitimately good Navy teams, and we've lost the legitimately good Navy teams, which really sucks. But
this isn't one of those.
This isn't one of them.
Nope. No, it is not. And just for clarity, the weather is going to be 61 to 66 degrees, sunny, no rain.
It wouldn't make any difference. Not in this game, in my opinion. But
it doesn't, but it makes a difference for what we're going to talk about soon.
Okay. Well, let's get into that. So Grant hit me up about a bet this week. And I think this is a bet that I was literally looking at and thinking, can I put $1,000 on this bet?
Yes.
And I'm not going to because I just feel like I shouldn't, but I want to. Yeah. I want to bad.
Yes.
So what is that bet, Grant? What did you see?
So FanDuel, you go into there. They've got some player props up if you're curious, but you look into it and you go to totals, and it lets you pick home or away total points. Notre Dame's the away team this week. We were at Navy. They are saying, by they, the books, the bettors, I got it at first at minus 107, and I got it today again, a second time at minus 102, and I'm continuing to monitor. 27.5. The books think Notre Dame is not scoring 28 points.
And so what I think they think is that it's going to be a running game, like the clock's going to come off. Well, I think we're going to run the ball down the field in 3 plays. So no time's going to come off.
We could torch them in the air. That's the thing. There's nothing we might see Drew Pine throw for 2 or 3 tutties this week and be in quick fashion. And you're saying that Navy with a backup quarterback isn't fumbling or throwing a pick on the triple option. That's what you're telling me. We're not blocking a punt. We're not returning a punt. The triple option isn't fumbling, and Navy's going to possess the ball so much that with a backup quarterback that Notre Dame doesn't score 28. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, I don't see it this game. The over-under I know on DraftKings was at 39.5, and because this over-under for Notre Dame scoring specifically is so good, I don't think there's any reason to take that over-under of 39.5.
Yeah.
But I think that is a fucking good one too.
I think Notre Dame could hang 40 on Navy by themselves.
I think they could hang 60 on them. I don't think we will, but I think we could. We're hitting Navy at the worst time for Navy to play us. That's
Yes.
for damn sure. We're running the
Yeah.
ball over fucking everybody. We just came off a number 4 win. You know, this could maybe trap game is a good way to look at it too. Like we just came off Clemson. This is Navy, and we play Navy every year. But I just don't see it this year. I hope we're right and this doesn't shoot us in the face because I just do not see any way we lose to Navy or don't score 35 points. Like, make sure you clip all this too if I'm wrong, because
Yeah.
I'll look really stupid. But dude, this is as guaranteed a win I think I've ever seen for a bet. I'm like convincing myself that I need to put a bunch of money on
dude
this.
I'm legit, man. I'm thinking about taking a couple more. I already have, I'll just fully be transparent, I have $165 already on this bet, and I'm thinking about putting 200-300 more on
Grant
it.
hasn't lost this year either on
I
Notre
have
Dame.
not lost on Notre Dame straight bets. I have not. It's not happened. And I saw this and I was like,
it looks like a typo.
I literally had to Google because so like on FanDuel and DraftKings is actually 26.5, but it's minus 130. So it's not quite as good of odds. I had to Google because it was like home and away total points. It didn't say like Notre Dame. And I'm like, Notre Dame's the away team, right? Like, I'm like, what's happening? What is this? What?
Let's say it was a different line. Let's say it was 34.5.
Still might take it.
That's the craziest thing is that so many more points, and I still would think like that feels like a more realistic line to me.
Yes.
This line just feels like it's off.
Like I could see Notre Dame dropping 28 on Navy, just sleepwalking through this game. Like,
yeah, me too.
Sleepwalking. Notre Dame comes out and they just aren't on cue at all. They're just fucking up. I still see them scoring 28 points.
And I don't see us fucking up this game just because I think we're going to do what we do best. And when we do what we do best, look what we did against Clemson. I just don't see it this game.
I'm like, okay. Do the books think that we're going to get cute and try to throw way too much? Navy's pass defense is butthole. We can get cute. We can try to throw too much because they're butthole. Yeah. This is not one of those Navy teams. And I pounded the table about Ohio State, and I pounded it about North Carolina, and I pounded it about Syracuse. Dude, like I'm like, what's happening? What is this
one? This one feels better than all of those bets you made as well. To be honest,
it does. It feels so much better. I feel like I should bet like like you said, like 1,000.
Yeah, it really does.
Just come the hell up on this shit. And we do, just so you guys know, Saturday mornings, 9:00 a.m. Myself, Tyler, and Bryce, we do a pregame like pick'em show. We pick our 3 favorites. We might throw a few extras out. This one's for 100% free, just like all of our picks. Because holy fucking shit, go get it before it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, worse if you're skeptical, but you still want to do it, put like $5 on it.
$5. It's basically double your money.
You get $5. Yeah, I mean, but dude, I gotta like figure out how much I want to put on this game because I'm gonna have to
do it before the line moves. That's all I'm gonna say because this game would have to go crazy wrong for Notre Dame to not score 28.
Yeah,
crazy wrong.
I don't see it. I mean, we're scoring defensively, we're scoring special teams, everything's going right for us, and maybe that's what's scary is what if that doesn't happen? I don't know. I just feel like this is a win, but well, I mean, that's basically everything I have to say about this, unless you have anything to add.
I have one thing to add. Check this out, buddy. You've seen it. I finally got it back. My Kyle Hamilton framed autographed jersey.
No, that is fucking sick.
Oh my God. It's so beautiful.
You have another one too, right?
I have a Michael Mayer and I also have a Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
But the Hamilton's the newest. Well, it's not the newest, but it took forever to get framed. Man, but it turned out great. I love how it looks. Shit, yeah, we're gonna stack up. We're gonna try to flip this game big, and we're gonna try to get some Audric Estime, some Logan Diggs. Let's get some other guys. Maybe not jerseys, but maybe some mini helmets, maybe just some more gear, for when I have the house set up and we got ourselves a nice area to pod like you got at your house. And
yeah, Grant recently moved, so that's why nothing's set up yet. Eventually, I'm sure we'll have that hung up and it'll look really cool and everything.
Absolutely.
But for now, he's doing it on the ground or the kitchen or whatever.
Right on the ground, mostly on the ground.
Wherever he can do it. That's what.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I'm so hyped. I mean, it's weird to be hyped for a Navy game. It's probably just because of the bet. But yeah, shit, man. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. Shout out to the veterans. I'm not going to work tomorrow. I know Tyler's not going to work tomorrow.
No, I'm seeing Black Panther tonight.
There you go. So join us again, probably Saturday about 9 o'clock. We may go live, Tyler. We may not. It just kind of depends on what we can do. Come share some of your bets. Yeah, come share some of your bets with us.
Yeah. 9 a.m. Come ask us what we think. Tell us what you think, and we go live. So it's a fun time, and we're always down to bring some people on as well, more than just us three. Chat about random shit.
Yep, whatever's clever.
Yeah, but that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe below. We're also on Facebook where you can say what you think about Notre Dame without getting kicked out of the group like most groups. And that's it. Let's end this with our best friend Tommy Reese as always. But go Irish.
Go Irish.
Drew, your fucking job is to tell everyone about Irish Uncensored. Tell them to like and subscribe. What the fuck are you doing? Do your fucking job. Go fucking like the video and click subscribe. That's all you fucking do.